Happy April. Yesterday in my video, I was saying how, the different timelines before me. And today I heard John Cougar. Yeah, I know it's Mellencamp, but I still call him John Cougar. John Cougar Mellencamp singing It's a Lonely Old Night. I always love that song. I call everybody baby. And what was the line? It's a sad, 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 lonely feeling when you're living in those in-betweens. And it is. Is it cool to have the in-betweens? Fuck yeah. Am I blessed to have them? Fuck yeah. But it still doesn't feel like what I want and who I am, in the sense that I'm that kind of person where if I know what I want, I can manifest it so fast, it's insane. Even if it's got no logic, rhyme, or reason, it just, that's it, it's done. Example from the past, when I was a chef and working in a restaurant, the major hours, and happy to do that, and everybody was telling me, just go buy your own, you do so many hours, go buy your own restaurant. And it's like, no, I'm never gonna have my own restaurant. I know the drill, my parents had one, I'll never do that. Never say never. As soon as I say never, you're sure I'm gonna do it. And then one weekend, it was a May 2-4 weekend, what we call May 2-4 here in Canada, and I went to the local restaurant where the races were that weekend, stock car, and the restaurant was either going to close or somebody had to buy it before September 1st. And the instant that I realized that that restaurant was going to be closed if nobody bought it by September 1st, I knew it was mine. Within that weekend and that week, I started to tell the people that were closest to me, my husband, my family, that restaurant was mine. I decided I was going to buy it. And basically the reaction was kind of, negative. I was told, you're a young mother, you have no money, you have no this, you have no that, you always said you would never do this, you can't do this. And it was like, oh really, I can't? Watch me. So basically within May 2-4 is like the last pretty much almost week of May, June, July, August, within 3 months, I was still working my 80 to 100 whatever hours of the hardcore summer rush of the big restaurant, serving like 300 plates minimum a night. Working that, managed to find the funding for my restaurant, managed to create the menu, have all the inventory, and boom, by September 4th, because I needed the 3 days to renovate, I was open and in operation. So for me, when I know what I want, it's going to happen, in the sense that I just have to know what I want. So that lingering time of being between timelines or seeing the different possibilities is amazing. It's a gift. But yeah, at some point you have to, well, for me, I'll speak for me, I have to choose one, time waits for no man. Time is irrelevant, and yeah, that's it. Choose a fucking timeline. April's coming in fast and slowly. It's nice. The example of that, sweet_spirit of light, she has a video out today with the April energies. Grounded to Fly is the name of her video, and it really resonates with me in the sense that this is what I'm getting as well. Ground, be well, go with the flow, but be ready to fly. As you're grounding, stay in your bliss of elevation, but stay grounded as well. And for me, go with the flow My interpretation of it, because I am of all the elements, go with the flow for me. I'm not a swamp. I'm not stagnant. And I'm a wave. I'm an activator. Activator for others to be triggered and for themselves, not by me, for me, but for their own things. And the flow here is, it's the melt. I've already been in hibernation mode since November. The bear in me took it easy all winter. Really easy. Like, so easy that, you know, I have to overcome the guilt of how easy my life is and compared to others' paths. Again, don't like to compare, but, you know, when you see other people struggling in ways that you wish you could help, or that you wish, I'm that kind of person where I would take anybody's harder path to lighten their load, and, you know, that's just not how it works. But, so yeah, I've already been in hibernation mode all winter, so I'm activated to, like, with the sun coming in, and, you know, like, it has hardly been sunny at all, and just by the window light and the little time I spend outside, because it's freaking cold, it's still, like, waking me up and doing that thing to me. And I have shown a video before, or two, of my little it culvert beside my house, and I showed the first day, it's one of the videos I kept, when I was, like, so excited and so grateful that I was, like, crying because the water's starting to flow. So when you're someone like me who's of the elements and that water is starting to flow, go with the flow for me doesn't mean, like, you know, necessarily that, you know, I'm just stagnant. Everything is, like, rushing through. It's the melt. And right now it's cold still, like, very cold. If it's not below zero, it's, like, lingering. Like, we have optimal temperatures for maple syrup, for the sap coming with the trees. Very cold at night, milder during the day. And the cycle's going so well that people are in shock because everybody was so scared of flooding. And I kept saying, like, it's not going to flood, and unless you want it to flood, like, keep on saying that. It's going to melt slowly with the wind, the sun, and that's what's happening. So right now, my little it culvert and the water flowing beside me is a rush, but it's nothing compared to what it's going to be like in, like, 5 days when there's actually going to be sunshine and warm temperatures and rain. And in 2 weeks, when, you know, all this snow, we've had, like, record snowfall this year where we are. We've had a real northeastern Canadian winter, and that's what people, like, who haven't seen it ever, who just moved here, or who just don't want to remember what it's like. We've had a real winter of how, you know, a solid northern winter is to be. We didn't have the thaws, we didn't have the rain, we didn't have, like, a week of mild temperature in January, February, and March like we have in the last bunch of years. So yeah, for me, I'm being activated more. And that's the thing about who we gravitate to for videos and how we hang on to these teachers and feel good on a community post tab. Confirmed what I'm getting within is that, you know, it doesn't mean that I abandon people or that I don't believe in them or that I still don't, they're not my brothers or my sisters and the future people that I'll meet somehow or that I'll pass through their creative communities. But that you can't hang on to a teacher and listen to every single thing that's flowing from them, because it's not always your lesson anymore. Believe me, he's way more eloquent than me in what he wrote, and my interpretation of it is my words, so it's not exactly what he's saying in the same way, but basically is also as well is that in all of this awakening and all of the societies that must be built, we always have to be prepared that there's going to be different opinions and that these opinions are not to be bashed. That's not what I'm doing at all or saying or even thinking, but that you can't just resonate with everybody all the time and have that, you know, connection that that sinks 100%. You know, it's that thing where people have been saying it for a while. You take what resonates and leave the rest. And that doesn't mean to not listen to certain people because, I don't know, maybe 80% of the message didn't resonate, because I still like to listen to my peeps, but not in the way that it's my path or my things that are my triggers so much anymore. And that's a cool feeling. I like it. What else? Yeah, it's been a cool morning. I went into for lunch with my sister, who I haven't seen in a long time. She's more, you know, still 3D-ish. And we had a great lunch. I didn't hop into 3D world. I stayed true to myself in what I spoke about and how I spoke and what I put out there as vibes, but was more delicate. I'm learning to be delicate. That's special for me. To not just like go in guns blazing and just, you know, try to shock her even. I stayed more within the confines of what she needed as conversation, and followed her flow of avoiding certain subjects she doesn't want to talk about. She wants to be neutral. She wants to be Switzerland. That's what she calls herself. She doesn't realize that, you know, Switzerland still takes positions. But, you know, that's her thing. But teaching myself and just manifesting the lunch that I wanted with her. I wanted to see her, you know, and have a good time, have a good conversation, have a super exchange of energy without making waves. To be delicate. I think I just spit. So delicate. Yeah, to just go with her flow while still keeping mine. Like, I didn't do what I usually do, is to tone down and kind of make myself just available to her. We had an exchange that, you know, flowed so awesome that when I came home, you know, my songs were still vibing, and I was just me. And that's, for me, that's the learning curves, is, you know, to not go in, you know, arrows flying, and is to, I don't know, be delicate or without losing my 5D vibe. It was cool. Yeah. I don't know, what else? I should write this shit down. Sometimes I have like a lot of stuff I know I want to say that has to do with the syncs, and the syncs, I like putting my syncs out there to see who syncs with those syncs, you know, in the sense of the song lyrics that I'll say. If I can get comments or emails, you know, I don't get that many emails, but if I can get any kind of connection, communications going, to turn the wheel. Circle of life. I think that's it. Yeah, it was really sunny, and now it's like overcasty and cloudy. And oh, that's what else. I knew there was something else. Asia's video today, Recalibrating, I think it was called. Love that. It goes along with my compass. I remember last week, 2 weeks ago, again, it's a deleted video, so you can't go back and binge watch it and say like, oh yeah, that's what she meant or what she said. But I was speaking of how my compass is like, and although in the last 24 hours it has started to recalibrate without her message, that's what I like about what I consider like my peeps, in the sense that I will ask, I want confirmation, not because I don't believe in myself, but because it makes it more like that it's out there, that other people are having the same vibe and feeling. And her recalibration video, just the word pulls me in, because it has to do with, you know, the compass, and I'm seeing it and feeling it. It's just like kind of, I'm realigning with my true north, instead of being all like, is it north, east, south, like ooh, doo, 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 west, west, west. And I like that. And I like Asia. She resonates with me because she, you know, her Game On video, month maybe so ago, I don't know, sometimes videos feels like it was like 5 years ago. And meanwhile, I never even like looked at YouTube 5 years ago, for real. So, you know, it was only a little while ago, her Game On video, her let's build, you know, and it's time. And that's the mentality, heart vibe, soul vibe that I resonate with. In the sense of what my soul wants and what I want and what's for me. And her recalibration, you know, was speaking of the exact same things that are coming to me. Enjoy the downtime, Michelle. Like, enjoy these last times of like just really structuring certain things your way, meaning the guidance that I'm getting, instead of the merge that's coming for me of more, you know, of minds coming together and other things forming and coming into fruition. I love that word, fruits. Fucking love fruits. Yeah, so that was neat. I had said, I do say that I like the confirmation. It's like I don't pull cards often. I really, really, really don't. They're beside me. They're just there. My daughter uses them more than I do, just for fun. She likes to see the animals or the angels. And sometimes all of a sudden I'm guided to go like see certain people that they're doing card readings. And today the freaky thing that happened to me was I was sitting here. I think I had just written an email. I can't remember exactly what was happening, but I touched my, what I call my music phone, because my real phone is like, you know, it's like the smallest little baby iPhone. I think it's an iPhone like 0. It's so small and old. I only have my phone and my like real phone cell thing on it, iMessage, and what do you call it? My emails. And I touched my music phone. I guess it was to flip a song maybe, but instead, I didn't even know I was on YouTube on that phone. Whatever. And it's an old LG that's got, you know, no service on it. And I load it with songs. And a video just came on randomly right in the middle of a video that I don't even know how it got there. And talking about being in the field of sunflowers and gravitating towards the sun. And it was like, whoa, okay, thank you. That was cool. And you know, like a little bit like my guitar, my daughter's guitar that started playing itself a couple nights ago. Okay, I get it. I'm going back to bed. You know, like the messages are getting you know, I'm asking for them, and they're coming in confirmations with the people that I like to watch, or the community tabs, like on my device where I have the community tabs that pop up. Like some people I don't even subscribe to per se. They're just in that thing, but the messages that they give me there are like, for me, like 100%, and that's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. So it's really neat how, you know, like, I guess my phone was on if I was flipping to another song, but I know I wasn't on YouTube on there before, and how my device by itself just, well, I know it's you guys, like, sorry, I'm shouting you out now. Thanks, dudes and dudettes, you know. It just turns on and gives me the message that I don't even have to go look for. It's kind of nice. It's really nice. Goes along with like the go with the flow, and like things will come whether your device is on or not. Whether that guitar was on or not, you know, the other night, message still came, like, loud and clear. We'll jam later. Go back to bed. I think that's it. I'm done for now. Happy April. Yep, I'm done.